guest. So I want you to sit tight, okay? Ensure that you have no distractions where you are and listen in very well, as I'm going to dish out a whole lot of information tonight, okay? Now, first things first again, I want to know where you're joining us from. Are you joining in from Lagos? Are you joining from somewhere outside of Nigeria, Ghana, Sierra Leone, Burkina Faso? I want to know where you are joining us from, or Ibadan, Sokoto, okay, Ogun State. Fantastic, fantastic, brilliant one. Lagos. So where are the Abuja guys? Where are the people from FCT? Okay, where are those who are running the country? Where are those who are running Nigeria? The Abuja people are running Nigeria. Okay, see them, fantastic one. So you are all welcome. Okay, wherever you are joining us from, you are all welcome. Um, so I'll do a little bit of introduction, especially I want to guess you are joining us for the first time, right? You can type first time, just type first time if you are actually joining us for the very first time here at Nabiat Analytics in one of our webinar. If not, type regular. If you're joining us for the first time, type first time. If not, type regular so I know whether there is a need to introduce myself or not. Okay, I think I have my answer. So a lot of first timers. So I would go on to introduce myself a little bit. Okay, so my name is Mohammed Suleiman, and I manage operations here at Nabiant Analytics as the Chief Operating Officer. And I also, by profession, work as a data analyst and a data scientist. And I have done that for more than half a decade now, remotely. Okay, I love to mention remotely. I have also had the opportunity to work with one of the top firms across the globe, Alfa Romeo. Alfa Romeo is one of Italy's largest luxury car brands, and I worked with them as a data analyst and a data scientist. Um, and this brand used to be a sister organization with Ferrari up until about 2016 when Ferrari broke out and became a luxury brand standalone themselves. So I've also had the opportunity to mentor a lot of Africans to switch into tech, and I am still doing that at the moment. Okay, so you can connect with me on LinkedIn. All right, connect with me on LinkedIn. I'll be super happy to connect with you guys. You could chat me up, you could ask me questions. I'm always super happy to entertain people. And Nabiant Analytics is an edtech firm, and what we do is we help Africans transition into tech, especially around data centric career path, data analytics, data science, business analysis. And we do that by bringing on board professionals who already work these jobs to help you move from where you are to becoming a professional yourselves. And in the past, close on 2 years of operations now, we've helped quite a number of Africans make that switch from classroom to their very first tech role. So today we came here. We didn't come here to do introductions alone, right? So I think 3 minutes is okay for introduction. What do you say? So let's move into the real thing for tonight. The real thing for tonight. So how many of you are excited? Type yes in capital letter so I know you are excited. Type yes in the chat with capital letters. Okay, so people are already giving me the reaction, so I think that's fine. Okay, I can see the yeses in capital letter. You guys are the best. You guys are the best. All right. So now is the time if you want to share the link of this meeting to any of your loved ones, your friends that you think will benefit from a session like this. Do well to share it with them because from now people will start to miss out on some of the main things that we'll be discussing in this session. All right. So let's go ahead. Now tonight we'll go into we'll be discussing quite a number of things. Okay. We'll talk about people who have done this and have gotten results. Quickly, we'll move into how you can do this as well. So you want to move from where you are to possibly 10xing your income. So how can you realistically do that without stealing? Okay, you don't want to steal. So how do you do it? Okay, we'll discuss it realistically, and how to work your way up that ladder. And then there will be announcements, and you will be able to ask me questions at the end of the session. So if there's any question you have in the course of this session, do well to write it down somewhere, maybe your notepad on your phone, or scribble it down on a piece of paper, so that when we're done, I'll give you the opportunity to unmute your microphones and you'll be able to ask me questions. Okay? Are we together, guys? Are we together? Does that make sense? Are we together? Brilliant. Brilliant one. All right, fantastic. So let us get started. Now, I want you to meet this young lady. Her name is Esther. Now, Esther went to the School of Nursing. Now, the health sector is a sector Esther is highly passionate about, um, highly passionate about the career path, right? But very quickly, Esther realized that this is not where I want to be financially. Okay, when you have passion for something, the least that thing can do for you is at least meet up with your bills. Do I make sense? I mean, if you say you are passionate about a career path, that career path should be able to meet up with your bills. Okay, that is what it should be. So Esther didn't find out she wasn't really satisfied. So she decided, you know what, I'm gonna try something else. And then she stumbled upon Naviance Analytics, joined our data analytics program, and this was in February. Fast forward 3 months later, Esther got her very first tech job as a monitoring and evaluation analyst working with Prower. Okay, working with Prower. Now, Esther also passed through her own unique challenges in the process of that switch. This is a new terrain. Sometimes she'll say, "Oh, I don't understand this, I don't understand that." And due to our mentorship and constant help that we offer, Esther was able to move from that stage to actually landing a job. Those of you who joined earlier, you already listened to Naomi. Okay, you already heard Naomi speak. This is Naomi. Naomi used to work in a francophone country as a foreigner, as a Nigerian. So she was a foreigner there. A bank bought over her own company and they started laying off foreigners. Started with foreigners. Okay, the ones they kept, including her, they were relegating them. Now she was a manager at that point in time. So imagine you being a manager and you're being relegated because of some new administration. Do you get my point? Now, what happened next was that she decided that, you know what, I'm going to work remotely and I want to be so trained that I can do it. She joined our business analysis program early this year. Fast forward, the same organization that was relegating Esther, the same organization that was relegating Esther, called her. Yes, I'm sharing my screen. Guys, if you can see my screen, type I can see your screen so that those who can't see my screen know that it's an issue from their end and not my end. So just type I can see your screen in the chat. So people like Timmy Tokwe and Neka. So you know that it's an issue from your end and not mine. Okay, so take care of your network. You can drop off the call and join back immediately and see if that fixes the issue. All right, brilliant. And mind you, during the course of this program, there would be an attendance form in the chat. It's already in the chat. So do well to click on the link in the attendance form and fill out the attendance. So if you fill out the attendance, you get my slides and the recording of this session after the session. Okay. So do well to fill it out. One of my team members, Enquiries Nebiant, is posting it in the chat. So do well to fill it out. Now, let's go back to Naomi. As I was saying, this same organization that was relegating Naomi created a new department, offered Naomi the position of head of that department. Naomi was perplexed to her bone marrow. And then she said she's going to have to think about it. Now, the organization said, don't think about this, take it. She said, okay, I'm going to take it, but at least you're going to train me, right? And they looked at her and said, we see what you do on LinkedIn. Guys, I want you to listen to this part well. We see what you do on LinkedIn, that goes a long way in your journey. If you are not seen, if you don't have proof, no matter how talented you are likely not going to you are likely not going to see any opportunities. You won't be seen. So that was what happened, and this was in March 2025. A few months back. So the goal is you have to have proof if you want to stand out. If you want to start your journey to 10xing your income, you have to be different from the average job seeker. You have to be different from the average tech talent. So the big question is, how can I be different? That's the big question. And Mohammed, you say you must have proof. What is a proof? Now, allow me to show you a sample of proof. So if you say you are a tech talent, and what I'm about to show you now, you don't have it, you need to work on it. You need to work on yourself. You need to work on it. Okay, so let me show you something right now. All right, so I'm just going to pull in this Chrome page. Now, I want to take you to what we call a personal website or a personal portfolio. Okay, so I'm just going to go to the site. Now, I want you to take a look at this site. Okay, that is me. My value proposition is there. You can see I have 3 tabs: home, portfolio, contact, a little bit about myself, and a button that says view projects at the bottom. Now, you see this link, you must have it in your CV, your portfolio, your LinkedIn, and anywhere potential recruiters can be found. So that when a recruiter comes here, they can see a little bit about you. They can click on view project, and that takes them to a page. That takes them to a page. That takes them to a page that they can see. A page that they can see these projects. Okay, that takes them to a page where they can see these projects. All right, it takes them to a page where they can see this project. I'm just going to reload it so that you can see how fantastic this is. All right, give me a second. So if you don't have something like this, it's going to be very difficult. It's going to be very difficult for you to convince recruiters that you know what you are doing. You must have a portfolio of projects. Are you with me, guys? You must have a portfolio of projects that you can showcase to recruiters. So this is proof. Now, once you have this, you've gotten their attention. Now, let's move ahead, because that's not all. Okay, you need to do some things before, and you need to understand and do some things before you can even have that kind of proof. You can't just show up with the proof and you can't defend it, right? As we are speaking right now, across data analytics, data science, business analysis combined, there are nothing more than, there are nothing less, permit my use of words, there are nothing less than 35,000 open roles on LinkedIn alone as we are speaking. And as you already know, me, I will show you proof. I said you must have proof, right? Me, I will show you proof in this session. Okay, so let us go to LinkedIn together. All right, let's go to LinkedIn together. Let me bring in another tab. Okay, let's visit LinkedIn. How many of you have a LinkedIn account? Type LinkedIn in the chat if you have a LinkedIn account. Type LinkedIn in the chat so I know you have a LinkedIn account. Just type LinkedIn. Okay, some people are giving me a thumbs up. That's fine. Just type LinkedIn in the chat. I actually want to know. Okay, fantastic. Quite a number of people have LinkedIn account. Now, if you don't have a LinkedIn account, LinkedIn is a professional Facebook. Okay, it is a corporate Facebook. Let me put it that way. That's the best way I can explain it, all right, to anybody so that I can understand. Imagine Facebook, but for professionals, okay, for the corporate world. That is LinkedIn, all right. So you open an account, you post, or you keep it corporate. So fantastic. Quite a number of us have LinkedIn accounts, and the reason I'm coming here, remember, I'm not coming to show you my own LinkedIn account. Okay, I am coming to show you what the demand looks like. Okay, but for those who want to connect with me, you can absolutely connect with me on LinkedIn. Okay, I've put my profile in the chat. You can connect with me on LinkedIn. But I want you to keep your eyes on this screen. Now, you want to come to the search bar and search for data analyst. Let's search for data analyst. Now, again, let me tell you why we are here, because I don't want you to forget why we are here. Now, guys, you are here because you want to see what the demand feels like, right? So that's what I want to show you. But inadvertently, I am teaching you how to look for a job. So if you've been looking for a job, okay, and you are not doing what I am going to do now, then you've been doing it wrong. So listen to me. So you search for data analyst, you hit enter. Okay, now it's going to give you anything data analyst. You then want to go ahead and click on jobs. Can you see jobs on the top left? You click on jobs. Now, after you click on jobs, now again, guys, if you can't see my screen, I am 1001%. Okay, Ikuroa. I am 1001% that the problem is from your end. All you need to do is step out of the call, step back in, and problem solve. I've asked people to type whether they can see my screen, and I am sure that you guys can see my screen. You can roll me the thumbs up again if you can see my screen. Just roll me that thumbs up. Let me see it. So can you see the thumbs up on your screen? So check your network, or just drop off the call, join back, and that should fix things for you. Now, like I was saying, guys, ensure to also fill out the attendance form. Okay, fill out the attendance form, especially if you are just joining us. Fill out the attendance form in the chat. You see the link posted by Enquiries Nebiant. Fill it out so that you can get my slides, get the recording. So the parts you missed, you can go back to it. Now, guys, can you see something? My location is not Lagos, it is not Abuja, it is not Ekiti, it is not Accra, Ghana, it is not Sierra Leone, it is not South Africa, it is not Kenya, it is not Lagos, it is not Abuja. My location is what? EMEA. So what is EMEA? You're asking. EMEA simply means Europe, Middle East, and Africa. And you're doing this because you want to widen your horizon. You want to be able to connect with global opportunities. Global opportunities. Why are you going for global opportunities? Because the skills you need, or the skills you would have already had for you to even think of applying to these jobs, are global skills. They are globally recognized. The skills themselves are globally recognized. Am I making sense, guys? Are we together? The attendance form is in the chat. My team member will post it again, so keep an eye on the chat. Once you see something posted by Enquiries Nebiant, that is the attendance form. Okay, so it is in the chat now for those who are asking for the attendance form. So click on it, fill it out, and I'll catch you later with the recording and my slides, and you can go through it. Now, you put EMEA and you click on search. Now, guys, let me zoom in a little bit, because what I'm about to show you, I want you to tell me, can you see this number here? Can you see this number? Can you see this number here, guys? What is that? This number here. Can you see what that is? Can you see it? So what number is that? Guys, who is helping me out? 14,168 vacancies right now as we are having this conversation. 14,168. Now, forget about the 14,000. Let's just take 168. 168 jobs. Imagine each of us gets one jobs. We will still not be able to cover the 168, because how many are we here? 134. So that speaks volume. That speaks volume as to, I beg your pardon, as to the abundance of these opportunities. But what's stopping you from getting more? You don't have the skills. Okay? You don't have the necessary skills to be able to take on these jobs. Some of them were posted 2 hours ago. Some of them posted 21 hours ago, yesterday, 6 hours ago. So they are recurring. They are recurring. And towards the end of this year, this number is going to experience a huge spike as per the usual trend. There will be a huge spike because so many organizations are looking to, hire people. They learn the ropes towards the end of the year, and they start fully to assume the role completely from next year. So if you want to be one of those people, you need to start looking at getting yourself skilled. All right, you need to start looking at getting yourself skilled. So now, guys, let's go back to the slide. So what next? Okay, that's the question, right? A lot of people, where they make mistake is picking the right career. You don't just pick a career path simply because, oh, they said we should learn a skill, so let me go just learn a skill. No, you have to look at where you are coming from and where you want to be. Where is your interest? Where are you coming from and where is your interest, especially around the data landscape, so that you can strategically make the right decision. So you don't end up learning something that you really don't understand. Why you're just learning, right? You don't want to do that because that's a recipe for failure. So choosing the right career path is essential. I mean, like I said, we're heading into the final part of 2025. So you need to be highly strategic. I mean, you're not going into this because it is funny or just for the fun of it. You want to get into this to be able to make ends meet. I mean, a lot of us, you know what the economy is saying right now. Things are not coming down. I hear people say, oh, things will still come down. Okay, real estate is gonna crash. I don't see what's crashing. If you ask me, okay. So in this kind of economy, you shouldn't be waiting for things to happen. You have to take action. You have to take action, and you have to be strategic about taking that action. So now is the time, okay, to get yourself skilled heading into the final part of 2025. Okay, so why? I mean, why? Why data, right? Number one, it is easy to learn. As an as an average African in Nigeria, okay, regardless of the walk of life you come from, whether you currently work 9 to 5, regardless of your industry, whether you're a stay at home, whether you're a fresh graduate, whether you're a professional looking for a side gig that pays, whether you are a professional looking to transition completely into something new, whether you are a business owner, you're looking to scale your business using data. This is for you, and it is practically easy to learn. When I say easy to learn, I don't mean that, oh, you're going to be chilling in a vacation with your phone, you'll be able to learn to become a tech talent. No, okay, this is not forex, this is tech, right? So when I say easy to learn, what I mean is, regardless of your background, it is something you can start from scratch and learn to a point where you can say, I know how to do this. Number two, it's easy to transition. I don't think I need to overflow this point, because we already saw how the abundance of roles are, and that sheer abundance you have of vacancies makes it easy to transition compared to other career paths. And finally, it has fantastic salary remuneration. And let me tell you why. Okay, I'm going to contradict myself right now, but you see why it makes sense. Listen to this. Recruiters abroad are looking for African talent so that they can pay them up to 1/4 of what they would pay a local talent abroad. Listen to me, okay? Recruiters abroad are looking for African-based talents so that they can pay them 4 times less than what they will pay their counterparts locally. And you're like, okay, Mohammed, make that make sense. So how is the salary grade? Fantastic. Now, a job, listen to me, a job that would be paid 40,000 US dollars on a yearly basis to a talent abroad. A recruiter would seek to hire, especially for remote roles, a recruiter will seek to hire an African talent of equal performance and seek to pay that talent somewhere between 10,000 to 15,000 US dollars. That is whooping less than half the normal salary. Now, but I want you to, let's even take the lowest range, 10,000. Now, I want you to do the mathematics. Who are the mathematicians in the house? 10,000 US dollars yearly. Break it down to months. What would you be earning on a monthly basis as a Nigerian? And I want you to tell me how many people you know that are earning that kind of money right now. Okay, so that are earning that kind of money in Nigeria right now. Do the math for us and paste it in the chat. Let's see, 10,000 US dollars yearly. Break it into months. How much will you be earning in naira? What's the naira equivalent with the current rate right now? And that is already a 1/4 pay cut. Yet you'll see how fantastic it is. So somebody do the math for us while we proceed. So because of they call it purchasing power parity. I'm not a financial advisor. So please don't take I'm not, this is not financial class, okay? So but I mean, this is just common knowledge. There's what we call purchasing power parity. And purchasing power parity is what makes even that pay cut still make a lot of sense here, especially for local talents. Okay, for local talents. All right. So in that case, as you can see, so it means you'll be earning well over a million naira monthly. Well over a million naira monthly. So how many people are earning that kind of money that you know right now? So talents, recruiters abroad are aware of this purchasing power parity and they are taking advantage of it a whole lot. So what did we do here at Mediant Analytics? We looked at different job boards, LinkedIn, Indeed, CV Library, Glassdoor, WWR. We looked at it. We also took a look at the World Economic Forum Future of Jobs report. Now, this report is usually compiled by thought leaders. Okay, thought leaders, politicians, I'm talking world politicians, billionaires in dollars. They come together and they discuss what's the future jobs are facing right now. Okay, and when the spotlight was placed on data-related jobs, and when I say data jobs, I'm talking data analytics, business analysis, data engineering, data science. These jobs are poised to increase by another 30 to 35% in the demand. Meaning, between now and the year 2030, if you do that search that I did on LinkedIn earlier, you were here. If you do that search, you won't see 14,000 jobs anymore. You'll be seeing something of 20,000 jobs upwards. And that's a significant increase in the job market. So where do you want to be at that time? You still want to be looking for jobs, or you want to already be in the game so that you are in the forefront? Okay, so what do you really want to, where do you really want to be? Start asking yourself that question, because guess what? We looked at these two, and then these three career paths stood out: data analytics, data science, business analysis, especially if you are an African, especially as an African. Okay, so what do you need to become more? Now, if you want to become a data analyst, these are the tools you need to learn. Okay, these are the tools you need to learn. You need to learn Microsoft Excel, you need to learn SQL, you need to learn Power BI, you need to learn Tableau, you need to learn Looker Studio, and you need to learn Chat GPT. Chat GPT, that is AI. Okay, you cannot ignore AI in today's world. AI is changing how we work, changing our productivity level. So you have to level up with AI. Okay, So that is what you need to become a data analyst. And a data analyst, your job is to create dashboards, summarize data, explain it to stakeholders, make presentations, and track. That's your job. As a data scientist, on the other hand, your job is to make predictions into the future and help the organization understand where their position is and where they are likely to end up so that they can take action now ahead of that eventuality. Okay. And what you need to learn as a data scientist are Excel, SQL, Tableau for data visualization. You need Python. In fact, if you are the type you don't mind writing Python codes, then you should consider becoming a data scientist. Okay, GitHub and of course ChatGPT. Now, a lot of people run away from Python. Okay, I also ran away from Python during my time. But guess what my best tool is now? I love using Python. And that's because I don't have to memorize any code anymore. ChatGPT can give me any code I need. All I need to do is to understand the business problem I'm trying to solve and ensure that I direct ChatGPT in solving that problem. And I am also able to interpret that problem and translate what is on paper into actionable insights. And that's your job. That's why they hire you. Nobody hires a data scientist to code. Your job is not coding. Your job is what? Solving problems. So thanks to ChatGPT, we can now focus on solving problems and not writing code. Business analyst, your job is to ensure that any business can achieve their goal, and you are also there to manage stakeholders in the business. Okay, your job will be to manage. You are a manager. You are a project manager. You are a driver. You are a leader, and you are somebody who tracks. You are somebody who deals with people. You hold meetings. You understand requirements. You document it. And these days, something funny is happening in the job market, especially around business analysis. Now, I have just explained who a business analyst is to you. But guess what? Nowadays, recruiters are looking for business analysts that know how to analyze data to a decent extent. So, if you are saying that, oh, I'm a business analyst, I don't like data, you may find yourself stranded after registering for that training program that told you you don't need data as a business analyst. So for that reason, to cater for your data needs in the job market, we included the Excel, SQL, and Power BI in the business analysis curriculum. You also have Miro, you have Jira, you have Azure DevOps, Draw.io, and of course, ChatGPT. So these are the tools you need to learn to become either of these career paths. So which one? I know you may have chosen something already in the forms. Regardless, which one do you think you want to become? Who do you think you want to become? A data analyst, a data scientist, or a business analyst? You can type it in the chat. For those who have not filled out the attendance form, fill it out. Okay. So type it in the chat. You want to become a data analyst, a data scientist, or a business analyst? Type in the chat. Oh wow, data science. Simeon, that's interesting. Somebody said BA, data scientist. Wow, you guys seem to be interested in data science. Okay, this is different. Okay, data analytics, business analyst, data scientist. Well, I think I have a lot of data scientists, people interested in data scientists. You guys are brilliant. Okay, data analyst, business analyst. If you're a project manager, start upgrading to a business analyst. If not, you'll be left behind very soon. Okay, upgrade to business analyst. In fact, that's my recommendation for you. That person that said is a project manager, you need to upgrade. So here's the thing. There are three things you need to do. There's a three-step framework that we've come up with, and if you can follow this three-step framework religiously, you are moving closer to 10x in your income right now. Okay, you move very close to that. The first thing is you want to start learning. You learn a high in demand skill. Choose from data analytics, data science, business analysis, like you've already done. So you make that choice, then you start. Now, while you're learning, you want to brand. And when I say brand, it is like running advertisements. You know, when you have a company, you have to run advertisements. If you don't do advertisement, you are not a business. If you are running a business now, no matter how small it is, if you are not advertising, you are not doing business. You are playing. Okay? You are playing. So you as a talent, you need to advertise yourself. How do you do that? First off, your CV has to be standard. You have to have a well-polished LinkedIn. You have to build a portfolio, like I showed you, a personal website portfolio, like I showed you earlier, for those who were here when I showed you. You have to have an Upwork account. Okay, those of you that know Upwork, give me your thumbs up. Type Upwork. Upwork is a platform where you can freelance. You know, freelance. Have you heard of freelancing? As a freelancer, your time is flexible. You can work whenever you want. You just have to ensure you either put in the mileage or you complete, not all, and you complete the task. So that is the life of a freelancer. So if you're looking towards freelancing, especially those of you already working and you want to go into freelancing, you have to have an Upwork account. You set it up, you put your portfolio there. And the good thing is you don't need your CV on Upwork. In fact, in some cases, you'll be told, don't upload your CV. So in that case, what do you think will stand in place of your CV if your CV is not needed? Who can guess? Let me test you guys now. Let me see if you are following. If I say, Mohammed is saying now that you don't need your CV on Upwork. So what will stand in place of your CV? What do you think will stand in place of your CV? Of course, your portfolio, without a shadow of a doubt. So you see, everything revolves around yourself. You have to brand yourself. Now, you need mentorship, you need interview preparation, you need job references, you need on-the-job support. So these are things around branding. And last but not the least, you need to apply to jobs. And if you're applying to jobs, there is something called AI job matching. Okay, AI job matching. Let me give you the backstory very quickly. Now, first off, how many of you are applying to jobs that are getting rejection emails? Oh, unfortunately, we'll be moving on with some candidates who we feel are more suitable. And then you're like, so it means I'm not suitable for the job. And you're asking yourself, so if you are currently in that boat now where you are applying to jobs but getting rejected, here is why. When you hit that apply button, your CV does not go to the recruiter directly. It goes to a robot called ATS, Applicant Tracking System. What the ATS does is it takes your CV, takes the job description, and does a match. After doing the match, it scores your CV on a scale of 1 to 100. And then, depending on the cutoff mark for that job, it is either your CV is moved to the next stage to be scrutinized by an actual human being, who is the HR, or you are sent an automated rejection email after 5 days of your application. So that it will feel as if somebody looked at your CV. Nobody looked at it, it's a robot that looked at it and had made the decision immediately when you hit that apply button. But you were still hopeful, not knowing that you were going to be rejected after 5 days. In fact, I had this very funny experience. Let me share it with you so that you guys can laugh. So this was when I was heavy on application. I applied to the extent that there was this application I did. Immediately I hit the apply button, I got an email. So I thought it was their confirmation email that, there's this email you get when you apply to a job and they confirm that you've applied. I thought that was it, only for me to open it and I saw it was a rejection email. And I was like, that fast? Maybe it's a glitch. The following day, they sent me that same email again. And as at that point, I just burst into laughter because it felt like as if, okay, in case you miss the first one, take it again. Okay. And that's good. That just goes to prove that it is not an actual human being that checks your CV first. So now I said there is a cutoff mark for a job. What do you think that cutoff mark is? Type it in the chat. Let me see. It is on a scale of 1 to 100. So what do you think that cutoff mark is for a typical job? Let me see. What are your? I want to gauge your expectations. Somebody said 60. Somebody said 80. Somebody said 50. Somebody said 75. Somebody said 90. Somebody said 80, 50. Fantastic. Now, guys, 70. Fantastic. Guys, the cutoff mark is anywhere between 90 to 95%. Usually, that is the cutoff mark for any job because the recruiter does not have time to waste with irrelevant CVs. Sorry to use that word. They don't have time to waste. So they want as many talents as possible to apply, but they want to see as little, they want to see as few CVs as possible. And they want the best. So they raise the cutoff mark to 90 to 95. So that only a few CVs can cross. So you need to power your CV with AI. You need to have your own personal ATS. So you do your own job match. You take feedback from the ATS before you actually apply really to the job. And you can only do that with AI. Okay? So realistically, 90 to 95 is where your job match should be at before you hit the apply button. If you really are serious about getting an interview. If you keep on going the normal way, you'll likely not get an interview. Now, Esther followed this framework. She started learning, she branded herself, and she showed up for all her sessions, all the instructions she followed. She applied, and inevitably, she got that offer that she dreamed, that she so dreamt of. She's working hybrid, mostly from home. Okay, and once in a while she goes to the office, and there are fully remote roles as well. Okay, but hers is hybrid. All right. So there are more people who follow this framework. Okay, more people like Ugochi. Ugochi was out of the workspace for a couple of years. She was becoming a mom. So after that, she wanted to get back into the corporate space. And that's usually challenging. If you've ever been in that shoe before, you know what I'm talking about. Very challenging getting back. Okay. And you'll always be looking at your mates that see this, your mates. In that 2 years, she has been promoted to become the manager, this and that. So will I go back and go and be working on that, this and that? She didn't want that. What did she do? She picked advantage, and that was it. She chose our business analysis program, February 2025. And then about 3 months, if I'm correct, down the line, June 2025, she got her first job as a business analyst at Marite Consulting. In fact, she even trains people now to become a business analyst herself. This is Mary. Mary, in fact, I still spoke to Mary today. Okay, Mary saw us on Instagram. She's been looking for how to get into remote work. She registered for a data analytics program, and fast forward, she got 2 internships. Okay, the one she is on now is a paid 6 months internship with a long-term contract to follow it upon completion. And there is something Mary usually tells us. She tells us that, Muhammad, I don't think I am that special because I think the CV you gave us made the difference. And I'm like, Mary, why are you taking away the work you did? You showed up, you did the work. Don't take that away from yourself. And she said, no. When I got the job, I was told that 3,000 people applied for that role and only 2 of us were taken. She was one of the 2. So I feel the CV you gave us pulled me in, and from there I was able to ace the interview and the likes. And I want to agree with Mary to an extent. There are so many talents that I was discussing with one of my friends, and they told me, you know what, if you as a person, if you were allowed to see other people's CV that apply to the same job you're applying to, you would beg that you want to withdraw your application. You won't wait. You won't want to wait for a rejection. You would feel like removing your CV from there. So, but the reality is, even those that appear to be so polished, because there are some rules that they did not follow, the ATS drops their CV, and only people like Mary gets to get that chance of actually getting their CV to the eyes of the recruiters. This is Oluwaseun. Oluwaseun used to work in a small microfinance bank as a risk officer. Now, he had the opportunity of meeting me in a physical event. This was sometime last year, this time last year. Okay, I was invited to speak at an event. and he was one of the participants who asked me a question. Okay, we talked at length, asked me so many questions, chose the business analysis program, and now he's gotten so many contracts. Currently works with your innovations club as a business analyst. One thing I love to talk about um, Oluwaseun is this. He actually started getting attention even before he started the program because some of the questions he asked me, he started implementing it. So even before he joined the program, he started getting the attention of recruiters. Recruiters started DMing me. So these are these. So if you know you are here, you are listening to me right now, and you are somebody who can follow instructions, who is ready to follow instructions to the letter, then this is probably for you. Okay, and there are so many other people. Grace Uduak Basi, she used to work with. I nearly said where she used to work before. Okay, very popular bank. Okay, so because of the story, I would rather you go figure out where she worked before. Very popular bank. If I mention it, you'll know. She didn't get any promotion after 5 years. She started looking outside. She got into tech, and she got an offer from Sparkle Nigeria. Then she went back to her current organization at the time, told them, and initially they promoted her and increased her salary. So she went back to Sparkle and told them, you know what? I've gotten a promotion. I think I'm good. Instantly, they reviewed the offer, and at that point, she was no longer in doubt where she wanted to be. She was no longer doubting where she wanted to be. Guys, the attendance form is in the chat. Do well to fill it out. Do well to fill it out. If you are just joining us, click on that link, fill out the attendance so that you get my slides. You also get the link to the recording after the session. Lebura Olawale, fantastic professional. She used to be a teacher. Lebura Olawale, 3 weeks into our program, just 3 weeks into our program, she followed our instruction and posted one of our dashboards. As at this time, she has not done her portfolio, guys. And when I say proof is what you need, I know what I'm saying. She had not done her portfolio as at the time. She just posted her dashboard on LinkedIn. And that caught the attention of a looming recruiter. And that was how she got a DM on LinkedIn. And that was her story. 3 weeks into the program. Helene Okai. I love to talk about Helene Okai because I personally prepared her recommendation letter for her. She currently works as a marketing data analyst, and she finished with a biology degree from the university. So it only makes sense. These things normally, it won't make sense for somebody who finished with biology to be in tech now as a professional. But that just goes to show you that tech, especially data related, career paths, is all about skill. So what you need now is to learn the skill and learn how to position yourself to be seen by recruiters. Okay. Now, within the program, okay, we have some lifetime offers. So that, and this is something that we constantly give our students once they join. So the moment you join, okay, and you're able to complete the program, you are entitled to some lifetime services. You have lifetime interview preparation. So if you have an interview, all you need is to reach us and we'll prepare you for an interview at no extra cost. And I want you to go research how many people do this out there. Okay. Lifetime access to all your training materials. You also have a lifetime access to recommendation letter. So if you need recommendation letter for a job, can come to us, you get it. Even after a program has ordinarily ended. Then you have a lifetime alumni mentorship. So it is not a case of soldier come, soldier go, and barracks remain. Okay? It is both the soldier and the barracks that will remain. Are you with me? So that is how we want to build our community here at Nabians Analytics. And there are a host of alumni, alumnus that would come, that you can ask questions, people who have done this before. Okay, so these are some of the lifetime offers you get. and it's a 4 months journey. So 4 months journey. All right, 3 months you learn, and then 1 month you'll be tested in our bespoke internship. Now the schedule goes like this. On Saturdays, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., you have a live class. Okay, it's 100% online, just as well on this call, step by step. And an expert will walk you through on solving a real world business problem on the call. And then the idea is that on Sundays, you would need to be present in class. You'd have a self-paced DID videos, do as I do videos that prepare you ahead of class so that you can spread it through the week, keep yourself engaged, and then before the next class, you are well equipped so that when you come to class, of course, we're not expecting you to be an expert overnight, but you are not a total blank page. Are you with me, guys? Am I making sense? So with this blended learning format, you are poised. Okay, you are poised to become that which you want to become. And then during the week, we meet with you, but not classes. So we have what we call support sessions, 9 to 10 p.m. on Tuesdays, where if you have any issues, you come there, you complain. If you have presentations to make, you come there, you present. Tuesdays strictly, 9 to 10 p.m. And then Thursdays, 9 to 10 p.m., you have your mentorship sessions where we divulge gold, gold in form of information to you. Okay, things that nobody will talk to you about when you want to become a tech talent. Let me tell you, for example, how do you negotiate a salary during the job interview? How do you introduce yourself during an interview to pique the interest of a recruiter? These are some of the things we'll discuss in the mentorship sessions. You work with two platforms, the Google Classroom, and this is the secret behind the lifetime access you have to the recording. Google Classroom. We work with Google Classroom and our learning management system here at Mediant Analytics via our website, where you get access to the preparatory videos. And you would have a lifetime access. Do you know what lifetime access means? I don't think you know what lifetime access means. It means that you continue to get value even after a program has ended at no extra cost. Let's move on. Now, you can, again, at this point, let me remind you to fill out the attendance form if you haven't already. Click the link in the chat, fill it out. When you get my slides, you get to see the full brochure, all our courses right there in detail. You see it when you get my slides. Okay, you build fantastic projects. Fantastic projects. These are some of, I did not build this. This thing you are seeing on my screen, I did not build it. Our students, these are some of our students' work. Okay, some of our students, I picked it from some of the classes and put it in my slide. These are some of the works of our students. Okay, I also included the full portfolio, the full website portfolio of some of our students. So you can see, let me even show you one. Okay, let's look at Lois Omi. Okay, so you just click on the link, it takes you to their portfolio. So this is Lois Omi, Pass Through Us. Okay, and you can see a little bit about that. You can see view my portfolio. So if I click on this, it takes me to the work Lois has been able to do. It takes me to the work Lois has been able to do so far. So guys, it is not by mouth, it is by work. Okay, you have to have something like this if you want a recruiter to look your way. Am I making sense, guys? So I showed you the one I built. I've showed you Lois. So that's a student portfolio. Okay, so I want you to take a look at the others once you get my slides. Okay, now the next thing is, how do you join our next class? First off, our next class is starting September 6th, 2025, about 2 weeks away. In the next 2 weeks, you can start your journey. And then you know that you have taken the first step that is critical in 10xing your finances. So you want to move from somewhere where you are struggling to make ends meet month on month to a more secure position within the next 4 months. You want to take that sacrifice, because guess what? If you are ready to take that sacrifice, then you are the kind of person we want to work with. So Who am I working with? I want to know first. Before I say any other thing, who am I working with? So type I in the chat if you are such a person. Type I in the chat because you are the person I want to work with going forward. Fantastic. Great. You know, in the Senate, in the Senate, in the Senate, in the Senate, there's a way they vote in. Um, is in bylaws now. I'm not an expert in law. They say those in favor say aye, those against say nay, something like that. Okay, so you guys are in favor. You guys saying aye, you are in favor. Okay, so now for you to gain access to any of our programs, either data analytics, either data science, business analysis, you choose one. Okay, the price of the program right now, as we are speaking, okay, is 350,000 naira only. But there is a caveat. Because you are here right now listening to me, you won't pay 350,000 naira. Instead of 350,000 naira, you get a 100,000 naira off. And that means you would only pay 250,000 naira. You can pay in full, you can pay, you know, in installments. Okay, however you want to do that. 250,000 naira. That is the sacrifice you need to make now. Let me explain the installment package. All right, for those of you who want to take advantage. I mean, if you want to pay outrightly, then the installment package is not for you. Okay, and there are still some caveats. So listen to me. Now, apart from the 100K off, you get a 3 installment plan. 85,000 to get started with the September cohort. 85,000 after 1 month into the program. Another 80,000 the second month in the program, and you are done. So that lady, that young lady who I said got a job 3 weeks into the program, had not even made the second installment when she got that job. Okay? She had not made the second installment when she got her job. All right. So it is about value. It is not for everybody. Okay. It is for somebody who really wants to do this. All right. So if you are the type you want to do this, this is what you need right now. All you need is a direct transfer of right now 85,000 naira into the bank account you can see in front of you, or you can pay via our website. You can make payments via our website www.nebian.com. You're going to pay online using your card. And once you've done that, you send me a DM. Now you see this 30,000 naira. Who can see this 30,000 naira here? You're wondering what's it 30,000 naira for? What's it for? Okay. Now that 30,000 naira is for people who want to secure their discount now. So you don't want the discount to elapse before you make a commitment. You can make a down payment of 30,000 just to hold down the discount, and then you top up with 55,000 naira so that you can then complete the first installment by the end of the month to get started September 6th. Okay, and for those who would secure their discount tonight, I will send you an extra package. You know, I said those who fill the attendance form, they'll get the recording, they'll get my slides, right? If you secure your discount tonight, apart from the recording and the slides that I'll send to you, I'll send you a step-by-step video guide on how to build your own portfolio from scratch in under 1 hour without writing a single line of code. That website, that personal website you saw, you would get a step-by-step guide on how to build that if you secure your discount tonight. This is just for the first 10 people. So we don't work with crowd. We work with people we are confident we can get results from. And these are people who know how to follow instructions. So if you are that person, the conversation now is, where can I get 30,000 to? First, let me first even lock down my discount. Let me know that one is behind me. Then I can fend for the rest. Let me lock my discount now. Send Mohammed a DM 0703 215 8619, or you can send a DM to um, um, my team member 0701 564 7028. All right. So while you are sorting that out, I'll take questions. So I could see some questions in the chat. So I'll take it from down up. So please, in case I miss your question, it's not deliberate, okay? It's not deliberate, all right? Let me apologize. So let me start. Walmart NG says, what of people that have secured their slots before now? You're already discussing one of my team member, so you can continue the discussion with that team member. You are sorted out. Please, how can we know this is not a scam or something? So we have proof. Okay, you can go to our social media handle. We have proof. I am a real person. All right, you can reach out to me via LinkedIn. You know, I live in Lagos and the likes. And look, if you are not confident about this, you don't have to. Okay, you don't have to. Like I said, want to work with people who are confident that we can give them the results. We also want to work with people who are confident we can give them the results that they seek. We have a website. We have a page. You know, that's it. My profile is all over the place. My face is all over the place. You know, so and if you want to still discuss one-on-one with me, you want a session where you want to discuss one-on-one with me, still ask some questions, maybe especially on how to um you know, choose a career path. You know, you can book a call with us. Okay, you can book a clarity call with us, a one-on-one clarity call, so that we can have that conversation. All right. But Timmy Topper, don't worry, this is not scam. Okay, it is not scam. All right, it is real, absolutely real. All right. Ajiboye said LinkedIn especially. Ajiboye, register. What the conversation you need now, or what you need now, Jiboye, to register is just 30,000. Lock down your discount and let's work with you. All right. Who else? Check their social media handles. Okay, fantastic. Okay, Ajiboye is even answering some questions on my behalf. Thank you very much, Ajiboye. Who else has a question? I'm not even sure whether I'm scrolling up or down now. I don't know. Let me just continue from where I am. Fares survey says, please, will there be a physical class? That's Helen. It is 100% online, Helen. That's how I'm able to reach people from the nooks and crannies of Africa. What within data analytics, how do you identify a profitable niche, whether industry specific, like healthcare, finance, or e-commerce, or service specific, like dashboarding, predictive analytics, or AI automation, that maximizes earning potential without getting stuck in a niche that has limited demand? Very good question, Fares. So here's the thing, yeah. In selecting a career path, especially when you decided that, okay, I want something data centric, you are no longer looking for which one is high paying. Let me explain. Within the same company, listen to me so that you don't get me wrong. Most people get me wrong here. So I want to emphasize, within the same company, a business analyst is likely going to earn slightly higher than a data scientist and a data analyst. But the data analyst can earn up to 10,000 US dollars yearly. And somebody did the conversion for us and said that over a million naira monthly, over 1 million naira. So I don't know how much you are earning now. Okay, I'm not sure how much you're earning now, Fares. That may be small money on your side, but if you consider that a significant boost to your income, then you're not looking for, don't look for which one pays the most. They are all fantastic when it comes to remuneration. And of course, wherever it is you start, you can move you fluidly. In my experience now, I started out as a data analyst, right? And the reason I let me be honest with you, the reason I picked data analyst to start with was because I was scared of Python. I'm being honest. Okay. Now, when I started working as a data analyst, I had the opportunity to work with data scientists. And what they were doing didn't seem as difficult as it was painted to be when I was trying to transition. Guess what? I transitioned because they were earning a little bit more. And a little bit more cash will not harm, right? There is no harm. So that was my driving force to upskilling. And then I've also had so many experiences working under business analysts, and some of the things that I learned from them, I've been able to apply it across and add it to my CV that I know how to do it. And then that has made me a unique talent in the job market. So that is what you want to look at. Okay, don't necessarily go for, okay, because this one pays a little bit higher than this other one, then you want to go for that. Then you might end up doing something you don't like or that does not align with where you're coming from. First, I hope I answered the question. So I hope I answered the question, and I also hope you've taken that bold step to register. Okay, register, send me a DM 0703 so we can take it from there. All right. Let's see. I have so many questions, so please be patient with me, guys. What of people that have no knowledge in Excel? Can they apply? Danny Olise. This is meant for people that have no knowledge. Let me show you this young lady. Okay, let me show you this young lady. Where is she? Where is she? Esther used to work in the health sector, but that is not how I want to show you. Helene, she graduated with a biology degree. Nothing would have ever made Helene work with Excel ever until she decided she wanted to break into tech, and she was able to achieve that. So it is meant for absolute beginner, and even yeah, if you're a professional, like I said, if you're a professional, you're looking for a side gig that you can do on the side. See, let me tell you something, guys. Let me tell you something. While I was, very early in my career, there was a point I was working for 3 different companies. It was highly demanding, I will not lie. At some point, I had to drop one because it was just demanding. At that point, I had a timetable. I had to write when I will sleep. And I don't play with it. Because if you miss it, if I miss it, I'm in trouble. If I miss my sleep, the time I'm meant to use to sleep, I'm in trouble. All right. So, but what allows you to stay at your home and work for up to 3 different companies? I'm not saying you can do that. You can do 2 is still okay. Three is for, let's not go to 3. Okay. You can work with 2 companies conveniently without bothering about your sleep. Right. Only this kind of skills allow you to do that. So there are many ways. If it's money you are looking for, first, okay, there are many ways you can, go into it. And Danny, it is meant for absolute beginners. If you're a beginner, you can do this with ease. So send me your DM now, Danny, if you haven't already, because I'm already receiving DMs. Only the first 10 people that send me a DM with a proof of payment is getting that portfolio video once their payments have been confirmed. Once it is confirmed, first 10 people are getting this. Okay, once it is confirmed, so you can start. I mean, it was something like this we did for Oluwasheno, and they started getting value even before this class started. So next question. Temitope. Okay, Temitope help me answer that question. Temitope, thank you very much. Temitope, I hope you did not just come here to help me answer a question. Temitope, register. Okay, register, and if you've not registered already, send me a DM. Delight 101. Is that the name of a course? Okay. Delight 101 is asking, let me see. I asked this with every bit of sincerity. but I'm not trying to ridicule your efforts or disrespectful. But who do tech creators build these types of system for? But we, who you just rightly said, need to scale and survive this economy, meaning the most of us barely getting by, badly in need of opportunities. Okay, fantastic. So I think if so, let me read your question to the end. Okay, in need of opportunities or those who are already doing well. If someone can rightly pull out 85K or 350K at all, wants to pay for the program, they not evidently doing quite okay or on their way. I'm not sure I understand your question, but I think I do. All right. So Delight is asking that who do you build these things for? Okay, who do you build these things for? You build for companies who are looking to take advantage of data. Okay, you build this. Let me show you an example. All right, in Excel. This is a Microsoft Excel dashboard. Okay, this is the raw data in Excel. This is Excel. All right, let's wait for it to load so you can see it. This is the data set in Excel. Okay, um, move it to pivot tables and then build a dashboard like this. Now, a data set that looks like this is useless to your CEO, is useless to your head of department. Okay, and many companies have data sitting like this. Nobody has the skill to turn it to this. So that's where you come in, Delight. Now, to the second part, you are saying that oh, people who can pull out like 350K, they probably don't need this. Well, if you're okay with 350,000 as a monthly income, okay, that's fine. Okay, no problem. But if you want to go to the next level, especially with the way the economy is going, I don't know if you know how much dollar was 2023, just 2 years ago, how much the dollar and naira was 2023. If you know what that figure is and what it is now, okay, I personally never believed dollar would ever cross 1,000, ever. But we are in this reality now, and we have to adjust. So, Delight, the conversation. Let's get practical. What is really your question is a little bit vague. Okay, it's not really clear. But do you need help to get started? Is it that you really want this, but something is holding you back? Let's communicate. What is that thing? Let me, at this point, I think I will allow you guys to mute. So, Delight, I want you to unmute. Okay, unmute your mic. Let's have a conversation. Is it help? Do you need some form of help? Okay, I mean, it's already in installment, right? What do you specifically need? Let me see if I can help you with that, Delight. You can unmute your mic, Delight. Or mute your mic and let's have a conversation quickly so that I can go to other questions. While you are doing that, somebody's asking me, is there a certification after the training? Absolutely, there is. I'm a student. Please, is there scholarship slots? Cause no money. Deborah, go and look. If you are a student, you are paying school fees, right? Are you working to pay your school fees? That's the question. So, how are you paying your school fees? Now, let me tell you the harsh truth, especially for students. You spend at least 4 years in school, right? I mean, I spent more than that in school, almost 7 years. So you spend at least 4 years in school only to get a job that you don't care about. Let's not even talk about the money you spent in school. Let's assume you even attended the school for free. You attended the school for free for those 4 years. Think about the time you wasted. Time that you would have put into something that can reap fortune for you. 4 years. This is not to say school is scam or something. Please, I'm not saying you should drop out of school or something. Go to school. Okay. But if you think school is important to even spend your time on, how much more something like this that you can use to build a family, build a career, build a future for yourself. So it depends. Okay. What do I mean, I've seen people, I've had this conversation with people. They'll say, I'm a student, this and that. Go and look at the kind of clothes they are wearing. Go and look at the kind of dress they're putting, the kind of places you find it. But any small thing, I'm a student, I'm not working. But somehow, okay, there is somebody funding your being a student. So have that discussion, okay, and find a way to get yourself this, okay. If you need to speak to your guardian, speak to your guardian. If you need me to be on a call to answer some questions on your behalf regarding the program, I'm more than happy to do that. Okay, I'll do that for you. So I think instead of complaining that you're a student, Deborah, start taking steps. So since that's the situation you find yourself in now, should that be the reason why you don't take advantage of this? If your answer is yes, then so be it. But if your answer is no, then start taking steps. Take steps to validate that answer, Deborah. So Sheta Chuku says, please, all fingers are not equal. Definitely all fingers are not equal. Okay, that's how the world is. See how you are burning my data talking like you are not in Nigeria. The price is too much. All right. All right. I couldn't contain my laughter anymore. So definitely fingers are not equal. Okay. And just like I spoke to Deborah Chetachuku, look, it's I mean, you bought your data. All right. If you say that I mean, you waited to this point to even type and ask me questions, meaning you got some value from the session. Okay, I taught you how to look for a job, showed you a portfolio, showed you what you know what you need to do now. Okay, and I understand where you're coming from. All right. Oh, I'm talking as if I'm not in Nigeria. Well, I may be in Nigeria, okay, but the companies I work for are not in Nigeria. All right. And I mentioned something very succinct: purchasing power parity. Look, it is a simple question you need to ask yourself. Do I want this or I don't want this? If you don't want it, then if you don't need this, you are not even supposed to be here in the first place. But if you want it, then we need to start asking ourselves practical questions. When can I get this? How can I get this? The conversation we're having now is not even 250,000. I'm not saying pay 250,000 now. If I had said pay 250,000 and you know you this statement that you made it, I would agree with you. 30,000 naira, secure your spot now is the conversation. Okay. If it's time you need, say, Mohammed, I need time. Can you help me? That's the conversation we should be having now. Okay. Um, but I think Chetachuku already said goodbye. Self. I didn't see that. I'm just seeing that now. So probably he or she already left. Who else had a question? What if you're a student? I think I've addressed student. Okay, I think I'll address student. Okay, I think there's something unique about that question. Let me see. Where's the question again, guys? Where's the question again? It was a very interesting question. Hmm. I missed the question. I think I missed the question. So sad. Okay, excellent, excellent. Suprina says, what if you're a student who does not have any means to earn 30K and has parents who doesn't even care about you? So that's a very unique place to be in. Okay, and I can feel your pain, Suprina. So, but again, the question is, how are you funding your being a student? Or are you on scholarship? Are you on scholarship? If you're on scholarship, then I think it's pretty much case closed. But if somehow you're funding that, then realistically, okay, realistically, how how can you make this work for yourself? Okay, how can you make this work for yourself? That's the question you need to start asking yourself. How? Okay, so I think that's the real question. Okay, because there is always a sacrifice. All right, you need to make to get to where you want to be. Good things. My dad used to tell me that good things don't come easy. At a very young age, let us know that you will work for something good. If it is good, you will work for it. All right, you will make sacrifices for it. So, and I came to understand that yes, that's how it is. All right, there are sacrifices for things that are good. So the question now is, am I willing? How can I realistically make that sacrifice? So the question is how, okay? So what are the options you are? Table it down. Let's see. Unko says, I wish you, and if you've sent me a DM already, because I've received, quite a number of DMs already. So if you sent me a DM to my phone, not my assistant does not handle my phone. So I would personally respond to you after this session ends. All right. So let me see. Where am I? Where am I? Okay. Wonko says, I wish I had the funds to sacrifice because this is exactly what I need, but I don't want to starve. Fantastic. You don't have money. I mean, 30,000 is what we're talking about. Security. If you say you don't have money, it is the more reason why you should even take advantage of the discount. So many people are going to pay 350K eventually. Okay. A lot of people will pay 350K eventually. So you want to secure this spot for yourself. Okay. I've received a flurry of DMs already. Hopefully they're even up to 10. And those are the 10 people that will get that extra result that I said I'll send. So let's be real. Okay, you don't want to start, right? Fantastic. You want this. Are you saying there is no chance you can get something like this? Even if it's okay, Muhammad, look, I can also the 30,000 naira maybe between today and tomorrow morning, for example. Okay, but after that, I would have issue. How can you? This is somebody who wants it. If you come and tell me that I'm a student, this and that, realistic let's talk about how we can work together. That's what we should talk about, not how we cannot work together. I don't know if you guys are listening to what I'm saying. Okay, so Moko, that's what you want to do. Anthony says already made payment but cannot seem to find your WhatsApp. Please confirm. So Anthony, probably you are the person. Anthony, does your number end in 5228? If that's your number, the same thing you said here, I think you said it you texted me on my iMessage. So I'll respond. Don't worry. Okay. If that's your WhatsApp number, I would save your number and text you on WhatsApp and you'd see me. All right. So Yusuf, I'm with you. I need. What do you need? Have you registered? Have you sent me a DM? Yusuf So send me a DM. Let's work with you. I know you're not scam. I was answering the question. The name that. Oh, okay, fantastic. All right, thank you very much for that, Temitope. Please send. Okay, the same Temitope. Sorry, Temitope. I missed that. Testimony says, is there any scholarship program? Yes, there is, and that's what you are looking at in front of you now. 100K worth of scholarship. All right. So that's what I'm looking at. Testimony. 1K Glory says, please, how can I get the files for the teaching? I'll fill the attendance form. This is my first time joining. Like I said, once this session ends, we'll process everything. You get it via email. Have you registered though, Glory? What do you want to do with my recording? You are definitely interested in the recording. What do you want to do with it? Let me know. But register, okay, if you haven't already. My question is, does age disqualify someone getting a job after the training? Very interesting question. Okay. Now, in the tech world, there are things that recruiters don't care about. And let me list them. Your age, your race, your certificates, your educational background, nobody cares. It is strictly by skill. Do you have the skill? Yes, good. Were you the one who did this? Can you defend what you say you've done? Yes, good. If that is your case, whether you're 60 or more, or whether you are 18 or even less, you can actually work the job. Okay, you can actually work the job. All right, nobody's gonna disqualify you. There's usually no applicant must be more than, not less than 25 years old, or not more than 25 years old, nothing like that. The text space usually. All right, so I wish I had a phone sacrifice. Okay, who else has a question? What is your LinkedIn handle? Let me send you my LinkedIn handle one more time. So that's my LinkedIn handle. Who else has a question? Please. Okay, that's Olowo Joba. Please, how do I get the form? This is my first time. Okay, somebody, my team member has pasted it. Franklin saying, was it okay? I think I went back up. Okay, Joshua is saying, is it possible that you will get a remote job? Joshua, you joined my session late. I can beat my chest that you joined my session late. You joined the session late. That's why I asked you this question. Because if you joined early enough, that question was answered already at the beginning itself of this session. Okay, so if you are here and you're looking for a remote job, this is exactly where you need to be. All right. So let me see. Where Tommy. Hello, sir. Hope we'll get a recording for this. You see the way you ask your question in capital letter. Let me answer you in capital letter. Yes. Did you hear that? You get a recording. So key thing is you register. Okay, register. Send me a DM. Let's go on with you. Who else? Okay, let me talk about again. Excellence. I need help, please. Okay, so Suprina, now you need help. If you need help, okay, book a session with me. All right, book a clarity session with me. Let's have that conversation. Okay, let's have that conversation in a more distilled environment where only few people are there. We'll have that conversation. Let's see how can we realistically help you if you say you need help, because I see you really want this. So how can we realistically help you? Okay, so if you fill the form good, somebody's likely going to reach out to you. So when they do, sure to say you want to, or you can just book a session. Okay, I think the link will be somewhere down. I'm still scrolling, so I'm not there yet. All right. Next question is, so guys, be patient with me, please. If you ask question, I'll get your question. Okay. Around this, someone says, okay, isn't that you quite going too far with the school stuff, sir? So it depends. All right. If I were a student, I would look for a guardian who can sponsor me. Okay. Like I said, this is, look, as much as I want to work with everybody, if I'm being realistic, if I get, let's say, 1,000 people in a session like this, I don't prepare myself to work with 1,000 people. And if I don't work with you now, maybe some other time, okay? Or what I'm saying is your mindset is how can I benefit from this? That's the question you need to be asking yourself. Not saying that, oh, because you are a student, that should be the excuse you give 2 years down the line. That, oh, there was this young man, Muhammad, 2 years ago. He mentioned that he could get into tech. But 2 years now, I'm not into tech. Why? They ask you why. You say, oh, I was a student. Okay. So people who are great, okay, would have a different mindset than others. Okay, and that's why they are of the top 1%. Are you with me? So find a way. Start looking for a way. If it is not now, then make it later. Okay, so you want to say things like, and I gave an example, you want to say this like, okay, Muhammad, I will not be able to meet up with this discount as at this time. Please, can I get the discount when I'm ready? And then we start asking ourselves, when will you be ready? That is the conversation that that you want. That's the kind of mindset you want to have, not the other one. Okay, so I'm just trying to reshape your mindset towards problems. Okay, because you need that mindset even as a tech talent. All right. So let's see, Vivian, and mind you, the value we are offering In fact, let me show you something. If the only thing I came to offer in this session was lifetime interview preparation, lifetime access to all your training programs, lifetime access to recommendation letters, lifetime mentorship, if this was the only thing that I came here to talk about, it is worth that investment still. Because what you are going to get, by the time you start getting it, you remember there was one Muhammad you met one night randomly like that. Now you then joined. You won't remember. You remember your family members first. You remember your spouse first. You remember yourself first. Okay? So if this was the only thing that I offered, it is still worth your investment. Talk less of all the other things that, or talk more about the other things that, I mentioned. Okay? So it's a mindset stuff. So I need you to change your mindset. Okay? Because I need time because I really want to do it. Fantastic. Okay, that is the kind of conversation I've been looking for. So what you want to do now is reach out to us. Let's have a one-on-one discussion. Okay. So either you send a mail to enquiries@nebian.com, or you can also send me a DM. Okay, but I wanted DMs to be strictly for those who have made payments. But you can reach out to us definitely. All right, reach out to us. You can reach out to this phone line. Okay, 0701-564-7028. I hope I am correct, and I think I am correct, yes. So send a DM to that number. Say, I want a one-on-one session with Mohammed. Okay, and let's discuss and realistically get you to where you want to be. So that's the kind of mindset I'm talking about. Okay. OT Coin, please, I need time. So if you need time, just book a free one-on-one credit session. The link is even in the chat here. So book a one-on-one session. Let's have that discussion in that session. Can you help us reduce the price to 200,000 there? So Adebayo, I like the way you asked that question. Do you know why? You did not say can you help me? You said can you help us? So people have already registered. Okay, so that one is on one side. Now let's come to you. I'll assume you are speaking for yourself, Adebayo, because some people have registered since. So let me address you, Adebayo. Now, I wish you could unmute your mic, Adebayo, and let's have this conversation, because it would be a whole lot better if you were speaking. Adebayo, can you unmute your mic? Let's have a conversation quickly. That's a very quick one.
Yes, good evening.
Fantastic. Good evening. How are you doing tonight?
Yeah, I'm fine. And you?
Fantastic. I'm doing very well. So now, you want me to reduce the price for you to 200K. Now, let's get real. It means you'll be saving 50,000, right?
Yeah.
Fantastic. So let's assume that you have 50,000 somewhere, and somehow, or let's say you threw it out of the window, so you lost 50,000 naira. Realistically now, how long will it take you to make that money back? 1 month, 2 months? How long will it take you to make it back?
Actually, it depends on the situation of things around when it such happens.
Fantastic.
And never, yeah.
So you mean you're not currently working? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I'm doing some little self business, which you know what the country is, and a lot of responsibility. I found.
Okay, fantastic. So that's the question I'm asking. I'm not even talking about the responsibilities now. I'm just talking about how long will it take you to make back 50K if somehow you lost it. How long will it take you to make it back?
I never can tell you, to be honest with you. Actually, I've registered. I just registered now, and I've sent you DM to let you know I'm committed and I'm serious with this. But I'm thinking if it will be a lot easier for not only for me, but even more people on this platform, that at least
that's exactly what I'm saying. People have already registered. A lot of people, as we're speaking, since I started answering questions, I've been receiving DMs.
Yeah, I've sent you DM. I've registered too.
Have I answered you? I've answered your DM.
Yeah, no, you
Probably
haven't.
not,
You haven't answered my DM.
because my phone is here. Immediately I drop this
Okay.
call, I'll answer everybody. Do you get? So, but the point
Yeah.
I'm trying to make is this, right? You see, you said, oh, you can't determine how long it will take you to make 50K. You see, that's undefined time that you can't determine right now. That is where the sacrifice really is. Okay. I would rather give you more than what I have here, than this package, than reduce the price. If you ask me, Mohammed, can you give me more? Mohammed, I want you to work on my portfolio. I'll prefer I do that for you than
Okay.
to reduce the price. Do you understand? So I would rather give
Okay.
you more value than to reduce this price, because that's a whole lot easier for me to do. Okay, so allow me to do that for you at the buy.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
So let me do that for you. I'll prefer that personally to work for you a lot better. So when you start class, then sure to tell whoever it is that is in that class, Mohammed promised me something. Okay, and until I give you that something extra, all right, don't stop asking. Okay, so
Okay.
I'm a man of my word. I will write your name down, but I want you to also, take note of this, that okay, Mohammed said that you will give me something extra. Okay, so
Okay.
I would gladly give you that. All right, so let's do it that
Yeah.
way. Is that fine?
Yeah. Thank you.
Fantastic. So let's do that. So let me continue. Faris, again, what's the most effective way to secure mentorship from Upwork earners? People already doing 6 figures, so I can shorten my. I mean, you're already at your bus stop, Faris. Which other bus stop are you looking for? You're already where you are meant to be, so um, you don't have any issues with that. Walmart NG, please, can HR person be BA? In fact, HR people are the best fit for BA. Let me tell you why. As a BA, you deal with people, stakeholder management, team leadership, and the likes. You can be a BA. You can also be a DA, which is a data analyst, because you have roles that are HR data analysts. HR, in fact, I have a project here. One of the projects I showed you, this project is a HR dashboard. This is a HR data analyst job. What you can see on my screen right now. It's a HR attrition project end to end built from this data set. Okay, as you can see, this is the data set where it was built from. So yeah, so it depends on, and that's why I say it is based on preference. Okay, based on preference. Which one do you prefer? All right, so which one do you really prefer from? And if there is no ranking, anyone ranking above the other or Walmart, what you need to do is you can start with data analytics, okay, or even business analysis. It depends on you. All right, so I'll leave that to you to decide. Anyone you choose is fantastic in the end. Okay, so let me just take some of the hands. I can see Vivian, your hand came up. Do you want to ask a question quickly, and then I go back to answering questions in the chat?
Yes, please. Good evening.
Yeah, good
Mr.
evening.
Mohammed. Yes, I asked a question that I'm a teacher presently. I
Okay.
studied biochemistry, and I actually filled the form for data science.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that would be appropriate for me to start with, or which of them would be better, because I really don't have the knowledge on all this. I'm just joining.
Okay.
I don't know which parts to take.
Okay. Fantastic one. So people who would naturally go for data science are those who don't mind writing Python codes. Okay. Are you scared of Python? Let me answer the question.
I don't know what that is, honestly.
Okay, fantastic. So, which means you did not pick that career path from an informed position, right?
No,
So,
yes, exactly.
fantastic. So, what I would suggest that you do, if somebody comes to me and tells me I am an absolute starter, because that was how I was when I started. And I started with data analytics. Okay, but start with data analytics, and that is not to say you can't start. I think you're in a noisy place, so I'll just mute your mic now. It looks like somebody's watching cartoon. Maybe your kids are watching cartoon beside you. So now, I would just say data analytics, and that's because I am personally biased to data analytics. I started as a data analyst, so you guys will forgive me for that. Okay. So, but you can either start with business analysis or data analysis, anyone. All right. They're super blendable to any industry you find yourself in: automobile, supply chain, sales, e-commerce, um, call it for me healthcare, you know, all of those nice sectors that right? So I'll say data analytics, okay? Data analytics. You can start with data analytics. How does that sound? You can unmute your mic. I muted it. You can unmute again and speak now.
Okay, that'll be fine, sir. Thank you so much for that.
All right, fantastic. Have you sent me a DM though? Quite a lot of people
No,
have
I,
sent.
no, I haven't. I just wanted to be clear on this because I really don't have. An absolute starter, like you said. In short, a
Fantastic.
baby starter. A baby starter. I have
Fan-
no knowledge.
I understand. There is a unique what's that word? Let me say love I have for people that that are starters. And the reason is because I can relate with you. I know where you're coming from. So there is an unorthodox way of explaining things to an absolute starter, which I love to do. And that's how the experts we'll be working with also are trained to to you know um, um, walk you through the steps. So I think you are in the right place, Vivian. If you ask me, okay, it's just for you to um, then do the needful and then let's get started. Okay, again, if you want to book a
All
one
right,
on
sir.
fantastic. I'll be
Okay,
expecting your
sir.
DM, Vivian. So if you
Yeah,
want to
thank
book
you
a
so
one
much.
on one session, you can click on the link in the chat. You'd see one of my team members posting the one on one session link. Book a session with me or one of my team members, one of the experts in house, so you can have a question answered. So this is
Okay.
fantastic. So this is 9:41. Okay. I'll try and wrap up within the next 10 minutes so that we don't stay endlessly on the call. Okay. Within the next 10 minutes, I'm gonna wrap up and start answering those who have sent me DM. Okay. So if you've sent me a DM, don't be worried. I'll respond to you after this call. Um somebody saying how long will the 20K discount? There's no 20K discount though. There's no 20K discount. Okay, there's no 20K
Sorry, I
discount,
meant
right?
250, not 20. It was a typo.
Okay. Oh, okay. So 250K would last for those who secure their spot tonight. Okay, for those who secure their spot tonight. So that is pretty much how it is. All right. So does that answer your question, Anne?
Okay, so tonight meaning till 12 midnight or within this
Yes,
call?
please. 12 to 12 midnight.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. All right. It's a pleasure. Woman says, Mohammed, you will also give me extra. Fantastic. Look, I'm a very generous person. Okay, I would rather give you extra. All right. So, ensure to ask for it. Okay, and definitely, I would work something out with you and Adebayo. I'd already written Adebayo's name down. So, so definitely you'll be getting something from me. So, uh, yeah. Who else? Let's see. I'm trying my best not to skip questions. That's why you can see me squinting like this, guys. Do you do job placement or internships that can translate into a full-time job? So what we do here is this two things. Apart from me teaching you how to get these jobs, we also look for opportunities and bring them to your doorstep, okay, for you to apply to, right? As you are searching for jobs, we also look for jobs, bring it to your doorsteps. Recently, this happens once in a while, okay. It happens once in a while where some of our partners reach out to us and they're like, "Would you have somebody? Do you have one of your students who's really good?" Okay, and for people who are very dedicated, that is when opportunity meets preparation. I'm using Naomi's words. So I recently recommended a young lady. I didn't add her to my slide. Her name is Wari B. Adiola. I recommended her to one of our partners, and she's currently working with them now. So these opportunities come, okay, like that. So who knows what your own will be, Emmanuel. Okay. So only easy cases. Also, what resources do your students get after the training? Do you provide support? I think I've answered that question. If you missed it, just ensure you fill out the attendance form. Okay, you get lifetime services, interviews, lifetime interview preparation, lifetime access to your materials, lifetime recommendation letter, and all of that good stuff. Can one start without a laptop? Capital letter, no, can't. Okay, you can't do this without a laptop. Okay, you need a laptop on the job, therefore you need a laptop to learn how to do the job. Okay, so Suleiman Yusuf, you need a laptop. All right, so what you want to do is secure your discount first. Okay, you can get some time to get the laptop and then you come back and start. That will give you time to raise the phone to start. Okay, so that's a snippet of time. People want that, you heard. So who else? Let me see. Please again, if I skipped a question, no offense. It just happened. Glory says you have skipped my question even after trying to draw your attention to it, but it's okay. So imagine that's what I now go to see, Glory. Sorry about that. Let me track back. Let me see if I can see Glory's question again. Let me see if I can skip. I say skip. Let me see if I can see Glory's. Glory, please scroll up. Glory. How did I miss your question all the time? How did that happen? Glory, 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 glory. Glory, just paste your question again, please. Okay, sorry about that. Just paste the question again. Let me see if I can answer. Just place the question again. All right, I'm almost at the end. Can we secure a discount? I'm not to do this cohort. Yes, you can secure a discount now and start. I think you can start with the October cohort. Okay, so you can do that, especially if you have an engagement in September. Okay, and you still want to benefit from this discount. You can secure a discount. And okay, somebody has even answered yourself in the chat. Data analyst with Excel or Python. Excel, okay. There's a data scientist. That's where you get to do Python, not data analyst. I have an iPad. Can I use that? No. Get a laptop. Okay. It's either you buy or you try and get access to somebody who has a laptop. If there's somebody around you can use their laptop, fine, that's good. You don't actually need to own a laptop yet. Okay, so that does not become a blocker for you. You skip the question above, please. I think I later went back to it. Do you have recommendation for laptop specification? Get a Core i3 8 gig RAM, nothing too bogus. Okay, so Core i3 would serve you for a very long time. If you have something lower than that, it will still work. Okay, but just have it in mind that you change it later on. Okay, it will work. Okay, but just have it in mind that on the long term you change it. Okay, which of the program has project management module, business analysis? Okay, if I'm to summarize what Delight is trying to pass across here, I would say he or she is simply asking that platform or system like yours, aren't they meant for empowerment? That is actually helping people who aren't capable themselves of financial payouts like this. Because to be frank, majority can't pour this amount out. You asked how some students are getting their school fees. Yes, their parents can pay them. or they themselves need self-empowerment schemes. So if your parents need self-empowerment scheme, then this would be a very good place to start, honestly. I mean, if they're working and you think they can take this program, then they should come and take it. Do you get my point? So it's for everybody, like I said, whether you're 60, you're looking for, so you can actually take it. And again, I'll still say it again, okay? There are platforms where you can get this for free, okay? But what I tell people is, if you're looking to upskill, just want to upskill, you're not looking for a job. You don't want to get paid. You don't want to build a career in this. See, a career is lifelong. The value you get from this compared to this investment is close to nothing. So if you focus on the initial investment, then I agree with you totally, Israel. I agree with your point, 101%. But if you are looking at it from a value standpoint, then I think and I insist that what you should be talking about now is, how do I get this? So I think that's so it just depends on what angle you're looking at it from. Value that you get on the long run. I am not doubting the value, okay? And that is why I would rather give you more than ask you to pay less. All right. So what else? Timmy Tokwe, good laptop, okay, fantastic. Thanks, Jim Tokwe. I refer to students there. Not parents. Absolutely, I got your point. And like I said again, the value is immense. If I was offering something that I am not really sure of, I can easily say, okay, you know what, pay 150K. 150 is still sizable. Okay, if you get 150K from like maybe 10 people, for example, that's a huge amount of money, especially in this economy. Okay, and the reason I'm not doing that is because the value is not, it's not a value that is folded on. You know all those books that you see that the edges are folded? That's not the kind of value that you're getting here. This is premium. I don't know if you've looked around. Go and look around you. Some other competitors are offering their program for 650K. Some are offering something that is not even as profound as what we're offering here, more than 1 million. I don't like saying it is cheap. Okay. So again, like I said, if you really want this, then don't explain how you can't get it. Find a way to get it. All right. Find a way to get it. Okay. I saw something like this. What can we do? All right. Let me tell you the story of this lady so that you see that I have a point. Okay. Where is Grace? When Grace got to this job, when Grace was giving her testimonial, she said she borrowed the money she used. She borrowed to take this course. I'm not saying she borrowed. No, I didn't say she go and borrow. Okay, I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying that Grace borrowed to join this course, and we only got to know about that when she got the job. So again, it's a case of what can I do realistically to get this, okay? And I think this is where I would start to draw the curtain to this session. Would there be a coaching plan? Yes, there will be a guide sent to you and all of that stuff. All the things, you won't need to ask for anything. All you need to do is to ensure you show up for your classes, ensure to follow our instructions. You're guaranteeing me you do that, then you don't need to worry about anything. Okay. So I think this is why I'll call it a night. Okay, I have who is that? That's Neboma Umoko. I hope I pronounced your name correctly. You can quickly speak and then we'll wrap up the session with you. Your hand is up. That's why I called your name. So,
yes, good evening.
yeah, good evening. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you. How are you? What I wanted to ask was the course offering. Like, what exactly? Because you said 3 months, and so I'm not entirely new to this space. I've been trying to become a business analyst for a while. So it was,
Yeah.
I think it's even because of my information set that your program came to my knowledge. So I
Fantastic.
saw the listing of all the things that you're going to teach within the 3 months, and I'm kind of curious to know how much, because you said it's also very beginner friendly, but I
Yeah.
think how is it? So is it not going to be all very beginner friendly? Like how in depth, in quote and unquote, does it go?
Okay. So I'll try and answer a question in two styles, short and long. Short is it goes in depth enough to get you started in the career, and long form answer. Here's what we do. This is the strategy we do. There's something called the 80-20 rule. I don't know if you've heard of that before. The 80-20 rule.
Yes, I think
Pareto.
so.
It's called the Pareto principle.
Yeah, Pareto
The Pa-
principle. Mhm.
Yeah. So the Pareto principle works it's applicable in all walks of life. So you've had professionals who have suffered before, and now they know what works and what doesn't, where to focus and where not to. For example, when I wanted to get into tech, I started with Python, and that was what made me hate Python at the very start. I hated it. Okay, not until I met my mentor and I asked me, "Oh, what are you doing now?" And I'm like, "I'm learning Python." And he told me, if you are starting in tech and you're learning Python, it's like building a house from the roof before you dig the foundation. Impossible, right? So he said, start with this. After this one, learn this one. After this one, learn this one. And that was what I did to get my first tech job. So what I have been doing for years did not work. It was what I focused on. What I focused on for like 2-3 months that yielded results. So Pareto principle says that 20% of the things you put your effort in are the ones that will yield 80% of the results. And that's why it only makes sense that it is a career like this where you spend a short time. I mean, a program like this where you spend a short time that are usually more valuable in the job market than what most majority of us went to study in school. I read engineering. Okay, I read engineering. But today, if you ask me what do I want to do all the time, I mean, I'm highly passionate. In fact, if possible, I could find a way to not go back to engineering, but maybe just do something for fun. Okay, but here is where I want to be. If you ask me, all right. So, can you learn something valuable in 3 months? Absolutely. And that's because we focus on the things that really matter. We focus on practicals. We focus on um, real world case studies, not the theory. Where you need theory, you learn it, but nobody comes to class and spits out theory and goes, you would solve a problem in that class. Okay, so that's how it works, and that's why even if 3 months seems like a very short time, it's usually very, very intensive and immersive. Okay, so I hope that answers your question.
Yes, yes, it does. Thank you.
Fantastic. All right, it's a pleasure. So, am I going to see you in class? Have you sent me a DM already?
I'll send you a DM.
Okay, fantastic. So, for those who have sent me a DM, anytime now, you start getting my response. Okay. So, guys, if you are still here right now, I want to appreciate your time. I want to appreciate you for spending this time, and I really, really hope that we get to see each other on the inside, so that I can give you even more value than I have tonight already. Okay, I would have loved to take even more questions, but time is fast spent. So book the least you can do now is book a clarity session so that we meet again. Okay, in a more enclosed space where I get to answer more of your questions. I get to see some of my team members as well. But they'll help you answer your questions if you have any. All right, and guys, cheers, guys, and we'll see you later. Have a wonderful night's rest, guys. Cheers.